Welcome back to BBB Sharing. I'm Evie, Director of Ignite, sparked by BBB. We are here in the Ignite podcast studio once again. And today, my lovely guest is Jennifer, the Chief Operating Officer and President of Columbia Gas.
Nice to be here, Evie. Thank you.
It's nice to have you here. And we had a little hiccup this morning, but we finally got you in, and that's good. So today, I'm sure everybody knows Columbia Gas at this point. But if you don't, give us a little quick snippet of what Columbia Gas is.
So Columbia Gas, Virginia, we exist to provide safe, reliable, affordable natural gas for customers. We've got 290,000 customers throughout the Commonwealth, and we've got a pretty broad swath. We stretch across 22,000 square miles in the Commonwealth. So we're really central Virginia. We go all the way up to Dulles Airport, down to the Hampton Roads area, over into sort of Tidewater area, Buena Vista. So we're pretty much central.
Yeah, your consumer base is wide.
Yes.
So you guys touch a lot of people, and the people that you touch, you guys have a specific assistance program. So today specifically, I want to talk about your income eligible assistance programs.
Sure.
So tell me a little bit, we'll go ahead and start off and explain what are your assistance programs? What do they consist of?
Okay, we do have a wide variety of programs to help people if they're struggling to pay their bill. And some of the programs, one of them is an expanded payment plan program. And so that's really a flexible payment plan program. So if someone's struggling to pay their bills, they can stretch out their bills. They can get a 3-month payment, 6-month, 9-month, or even 12 months to be able to stretch it out. So we made it really easy to enroll. If someone needs that flexible payment program, they can just call us, or they can go online at www.columbiagasvirginia.com/payment plans.
Nice.
We also have a budget bill program. So some people, your bill is usually higher in the winter when it's
Right.
cold outside, but some people find it easier to just say, I want to just pay the same amount every month. And so the budget bill allows you to pay the same amount every month. Now that adjustment is based on your usage and the weather conditions and the
Right.
rates, but that sort of will levelize, smooth out your bill. So that minimizes large swings, which some people find better for their paychecks. For example, I'm on budget billing because I just think it's easier.
Okay.
Um,
See, type A personality.
That's right. That's right. If you're having a crisis, if you've had some sort of emergency, maybe you've had a fire in your home or something like that, there's a federally funded program which is called Crisis Emergency Energy Assistance. And that's partially provided by the Department of Social Services. So it helps out people who are eligible. It's income eligible, basically,
Right.
to be low income. But it helps them restore service and prevent, and also can help out with repair of if they have a furnace that's not working or something like that. So they offer about $200 security deposit assistance and up to $410 for customers. So that's the crisis program. And then we have a few more programs. There's one called Heat Share. And that is, so Columbia Gas, what happens is company contributes, and we also have some customers who offer heating assistance to customers. So they offer up to $500 in benefits. And so that's administered by the Dollar Relief Fund, and that helps people pay off any past due balances or anything like that.
And is that $500 per person or per household?
Per household. And they can apply for that. They can go to www.dollarenergy.org/need-help/Virginia. So, that's one. And then the last thing is we do have an age and income qualifying program. So, if you're a certain age, if you want some help on your water, your home heating, you can contact our community partners. And let me give you that phone number. That's 1-888-229-3714. So the bottom line is we want people to get help.
Right.
I've heard some people say, well, do I heat or do I eat? We always want to be able to provide you the assistance that you need to be able to stay warm and safe, especially during this winter season when it's getting chilly. So please just call, and there's help available.
I'm really glad that we've brought you guys in here to talk about this because we see both sides of a lot of things. We're known as the complaint system, and we're known as the the government agency that's not actually a government agency.
Right.
And so a lot of the times we see the families that are struggling, the complaints that they send in, and then the families that are like, well, I have to pay my bills and I feel like I'm throwing it at all these corporate companies. But the reality is, this is why we have accredited businesses like you, like Columbia Gas Virginia, come in and talk about these programs that you have, because it's okay to reach out for help.
It is, and I think sometimes people get they let their pride get in the way,
Right.
and they don't call, and then they wait until they get shut off. And that is one thing that I'm like, it is much easier for us to help if you call us when you realize that you're running it into difficulty. So please don't, you know, I don't know, sometimes people feel like if I hold the paper up to my face and pretend like it's not there, it's not gonna bother me, but it's much better to get the help. Um,
I have to agree.
Yeah.
One of the things I grew up listening to all the time in my household was always swallow the biggest frog first.
oh, that's a really good way to look at it.
So if you have to swallow 10 frogs, always swallow the biggest frog first.
Right.
So handle the problem, and then all those other little problems are not
Will
gonna
be
seem that
easier.
big.
Oh, that's smart. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. Don't ignore the problem. Don't think,
Right.
oh, well, it's, gonna come into something. Just please get the help now because there's help available.
Oh, yeah. And I have noticed this, a lot of companies like Columbia Gas Virginia are providing more services, and you're doing it for a reason. So tell me a little bit about, because obviously you have these assistance programs. How important are they really every single year to the people that rely on you guys?
I really think they're critically important. I will say about 1/3 of Columbia Gas of Virginia's customers are considered, at the poverty, considered low income at the poverty level. And so a number of people really do need support. And I will say a lot of people actually don't want to get the help, and they let that, pride get in their way. I didn't spend time talking about, but there is also a federal program for light heat. Now in Virginia, that's only open it's closed right now. It's only open during a certain period during the fall, but it is, unfortunately, some of those funds end up going to waste because people don't reach out to ask for the help. So we really do find it critically important, and our job, again, we want to provide safe, reliable service to help people, cook their food, take nice baths,
Right.
stay, safe and warm. And that's why we exist. And so we really want people to get the help.
Perfect. And what does the process look like about determining eligibility for people?
Yes, so what typically when they go to a local administrating agency, they have to have a certain percentage of federal poverty levels. So I don't have all the levels with me right now. They think they range
You can
from,
always add that information. So if you're watching on YouTube or you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast, all that information will be in the description box.
great, thank you, because I was gonna say, yeah, so it ranges between 150%, maybe 200%, but we'll get you
Perfect.
the information.
Awesome.
So,
And so the application process, as long as they go in there and they go through the application process, it'll determine whether or not they're eligible for that.
that is correct.
Okay.
That is
Perfect.
correct.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So without sharing any personal details, can you talk about some examples that you've seen these programs impact families?
Mm. Yes, so we've had a number of customers get help, and one specific example is there is a woman, she was in the Eastern Shore, and she got help through a heat share program. She went through one of our local administrating agencies, I believe it was the Salvation Army, and she had a number of children, and she really said that it helped a lot for her to be able to continue to keep her natural gas and, continue to keep her heat. And so that we have found really helpful. And we hear stories like that often. We get emails. So it's real, that's one reason why we feel so, passionate
Right.
about being able to provide support for people.
I think that's wonderful. And I love seeing that collaboration aspect in the community, working with other nonprofits. What are some other like organizations that you guys work with? Maybe people are like, well, I don't want to contact them because I feel like I'll get yelled at or judged on the phone. What are some other organizations they can go to locally and like get the help that they need from you guys?
Yes, so there is the Virginia Department, a moment.
We just had the Virginia Department of Health in here last week. Yeah.
It's not the Department of.
The Virginia Department of Social Services.
Social services, yeah.
So they administer these programs, but they also on their website, it's Common Help. What's the Common Help that they have? One of the ways that people can apply for like LIHEAP,
That's
the
right.
crisis grants, they can go to their local administrative offices. And they can find that information on the BDSS website.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
I
And we
would
can-
focus on that.
Yeah, and we can also, so we know that they can find it on the BDSS website. They can also, I think we have some listed on our Columbia Gas and Virginia
Okay.
website.
Perfect.
So it's a number of, local administrating agencies, like that, like the Salvation Army, like the Virginia Department of Social Services. And their job is to help people, so they shouldn't feel like we get yelled at.
Right.
They should just
Right.
be able to go.
Yes, they should be helping people. So if you need help, don't fear reaching out.
Yes, and there's another thing that I wanted to talk about is that sometimes people's, another way that they can save money or, figure out how to be more comfortable in their home is to focus on energy efficiency.
Mhm.
To try to, some people may have, in Virginia, we're an older Commonwealth. And there may be, and there, no, seriously, there may be, older houses,
Right.
older stock, older apartments. And, some of those are leaky. And, there's air coming in through the windows and stuff. So we want to remind customers that if they make small changes in their energy uses on energy efficiency, it can make a really big difference as a heating, as a winter heating season, gets together. So we have several programs, through that. We have, a free online energy audit, and they can go online, they can figure out their audit, they can figure out in their house and get sort of personalized information about their house, how to save money and reduce energy usage. And after they complete that audit, we will mail them like a little energy kit, and there's some things in the energy kit to help out. To help them, reduce energy. There are also rebates, that customers can get, to offset the cost of any energy efficiency equipment. So those are things for if they, replace one of those leaky windows, they get, $1 per square foot off. If they decide, I want to get a new, Energy Star water heater, they get $250 off. So there are different rebates. They get up to $500 off an energy efficiency gas furnace. So there are different rebates at different levels, ranging from $50 all the way up to $500, depending on what the appliance they get and what the rebate there is. So I want, people to
Right.
think about that, especially if you're in the process of replacing your furnace, your gas boiler, your, direct vent gas fireplace, any of those things. If you get an energy efficiency one, you get a big rebate. So, want people to
That's
want to
really cool.
encourage people to get those, energy audit, and that way they'll be saving energy and their bill will be less.
Right. So do you guys work with third-party vendors on that, or do you guys do all of that yourselves?
We have an energy efficiency program, that we run. We do work with, the Energy Star, organization, but yeah, we run that program ourselves.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So what are some, and this is my last question, I promise. No, not a hard
No.
question, but what are some misconceptions that people have about the eligibility programs?
I think some people feel like I've got to be destitute to
Right.
qualify for some of the eligibility programs. And that's not the case. Again, I don't have the exact number, but if my memory serves correctly, like a family of four, you can be, you can have an income of 50,000 or so. So some people, feel like, okay, I've got to make nothing
Right.
in order to qualify, and that's not the case. So that's why I really would encourage people to, just try. Especially if, things are getting tight and, I know a lot of people have gone through, maybe they might have someone at the house who's lost a job. They might have, run into a medical difficulty, and so their costs are going towards that. So really do just go ahead and try
Right.
to see if you can get some support for some of those income eligible programs.
Awesome. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's been
Oh
fun.
my gosh, and I hope to have you again because I know you guys have a lot going on. So this is great for consumers that are watching on BBB Central VA YouTube channel. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. It really helps the algorithm out. And of course, you'll be notified every time we send more than things about Columbia Gas Virginia and any other accredited business here in Virginia. And if you are listening on Spotify and Apple Podcast, BBB Sharing, please make sure to follow us and share it out. Thank you.
Thank you.